Among the various places found throughout the Torah regarding the idea of tzedakah, of charity, is in this week's Parashat Vayakheil-pekudei, where we see that the Jews gave from all their property towards the Mishkan. This concept of giving tzedakah, of charity, is found throughout the different Sfarim, and one of the famous psukim that deals with the giving of tzedakah is in Tehillim, where the pasuk says, Ashrei maskil eldal. Praiseworthy is he who acts wisely towards the needy. The idea of giving tzedakah is not just giving and walking away, but even when one gives tzedakah, it has to be done in a smart way. There's a story which I heard over from Rabbi of Israel, where a certain community activist wanted to help a family that was in dire straits, and the family, for whatever reason, did not want to accept any charity from the community or from anybody. And the rabbi and different members of the community were all trying to think, how could we give or help out this family? And they thought of all different ways, and no way worked. Until the Gabbai Tzedakah came up with a clever idea. He went into the local grocery and he asked the man in charge, the manager, if the family buys there and what they buy and how they buy. And he said, yeah, I've also myself tried many times to give them discounts, and I try to find different ways of going about so they wouldn't have to spend the full amount, and nothing ever worked. Maybe you could think of a different way. The Gabbai Tzedakah thought for a few moments, and he said, what is the main thing that they buy by you? And they said, the manager of the store said, they buy tuna fish. I try to sell to them by the case for cheaper, but they manage to take out individual ones, and they find all different ways of going about buying it so that they don't have to pay cheaper than everybody else. The Gabbai Tzedakah said, bring me a case of tuna fish. The manager was wondering, what does he want a case of tuna fish for? He brought the case of tuna fish, and he said, please bring me a hammer. Brought him a hammer. He started banging away on the tuna fish cans. The manager is looking at him saying, hey, sir, you're damaging my tuna fish cans. I'm not going to be able not only to sell to this family, I won't be able to sell to anybody. After he finished damaging the tuna fish cans, he turned to the manager and said, when this family comes in next time and wants to buy a case of tuna fish, tell them that you have a case of tuna fish for half price because it's damaged. And with that, the family came in the next time and they bought their case of tuna fish for 50% off. And this took place for many more times until the family was able to get back and become regular standing citizens. So we see the idea from this week's parasha of giving tzedakah. It's not just giving tzedakah, but it's how you give tzedakah. And many times we might have a family member, a close friend that's in need, and we want to help them, but they don't want to be helped. We see from this week's parasha that we have to think over in a very smart way how to go about doing it, and in that way, with God's help, we'll be successful. Shabbat Shalom, and have a great Shabbos.